Hello, gorgeous. Thank you for watching my video. My partner loves gnomes. It was an accident. One of us would ask who ate the last of the chips, and the other would respond with, "The gnomes must have." One of us would say, "My pants are too small," and the other would respond with, "The gnomes must have made them smaller while you were sleeping." Then the first gnome came home. It fit the narrative, the joke. Then another gnome came home. Now they are slowly taking over the house and yard. Truthfully, I don't care for the gnomes, but they make him happy, and I'm all too happy to buy him new ones. When I saw these wooden ones at Walmart, I knew I had to make something with them for him. I still have a stash of single-use chopsticks, so I had the idea to make decorative gardening stakes. I was hoping to do more than just paint these, but since they'll be in soil and exposed to water, sun, and the elements, I know I have to be selective about what items I put on them, if any. I consider pom-poms, wooden beads, bells, and even buttons. I considered glitter or sparkly items, but he's not obsessed with sparkly things like I am. For now, I'll just paint them and figure out what, if anything, I can add later. I put on 2 coats of each paint. For their noses, I dilute a tiny bit of pink paint in white and dab it on, and while it is still wet, I add the tiniest bit of pink paint and spread it around to give the gnome a rosy nose. I paint the chopsticks white, but then realize later that isn't a good idea. Since they'll be in dirt, they'll get, well, dirty, and that'll show up really well on white, so I decided to paint the chopsticks black. With the gnomes painted, I'm still debating on what I can use to decorate them. I then remembered I have a set of stencils from another project that would be perfect for this. I go through the set, laying them on the gnomes' hats until I find one I like. Using acrylic paint and makeup sponges, I dab the paint on in a rainbow pattern. With the first gnome, I tried putting down a layer of the base color first, hoping that would prevent the paint from bleeding under the stencil, but that didn't work. As you can see, the paint bled through in some spots, so I'll have to do a few touch-ups, but that's okay. While working on this project, I debated on how I should present them to Honey. His birthday is past, and it's nowhere near Christmas. We sometimes joke that the gnomes have parties when we're sleeping or not home, and invite all their friends over. So I think it would be funny if I stuck them in potted plants in the house and wait for him to notice them. When he does, I'll come up with a silly or sarcastic response. While I will say that my camera angles have gotten better since I got the new camera mount, I do sometimes forget that I have to stay in view of the camera, especially when I'm doing touch-ups and I get into the zone. I finished painting them on a Friday afternoon, so all that's left to do is seal them and glue on the chopsticks. However, Honey will be home from work soon and he's off on the weekends. I want to surprise him, so this will have to wait until Monday. It's Monday morning. It's just as well that I had to wait because it was cold and rainy here all weekend, which is not the ideal environment for sealing. I take the gnomes outside because I want to use Mod Podge sealer spray, and that stuff stinks. I applied 2 thin coats to each side of the gnomes as well as the chopsticks, waiting at least 15 minutes in between coats. I didn't want to use regular Mod Podge to seal these as I didn't want brush strokes on the final product, and I feel like the spray is a lot shinier. With the sealant dry, all that's left to do is attach the chopsticks. I use a mix of wood glue and hot glue, but in retrospect, I think wood glue would be sufficient on its own because the surfaces are too smooth for hot glue to be effective. The gnomes are done, and I have placed them in planters in the house. One is in with the cactus and the other is with the avocado. I noticed the avocado plant is a little droopy and needs water, so hopefully he'll notice too.
Really?
What? Oh, don't act like you didn't know. That they're all air. Maybe the gnomes got in the bag before you did. What? What's wrong?
Look how skinny they are.
Oh, maybe it's a bad batch. This still tastes good.
Yeah.
Maybe the gnomes stomped on them.
Oh,
Yes.
there's a hot engineer
Okay.
at work.
Mm-hmm. I can't explain to you how there's a hot engineer at work. I mean, attractiveness is, what's the word I'm looking for? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. What? Paul?
Huh. Where'd that come from?
The gnomes asked if they could have some friends over.
Oh. Water already? She's dry.
I thought the avocado was looking dry.
Oh my god. Okay. This is dry over there. Nothing. Just like they were there before.
I wondered how long it would take you to notice them.
Were they there before?
They have been there since about 3:30 this afternoon. And I was like, if you don't see them soon, I'm gonna have to figure out how to... I figured once you turn the TV on, I was gonna be like, honey, have you ever counted how many gnomes you have?
I don't really look really.
I know.
When I come home,
I know. I wondered how long you were gonna sit there and watch videos on Facebook, and I'm like, come on, look towards... Every time you looked out the window, I'm like, a little to the left. Operation Surprise Honey with Gnomes has been successful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for supporting me. I hope your day is as lovely as you are. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, stay crafty.